The cockpit was quiet, but for the low hum of the propeller and the kids arguing in the back. Beth turned. "Okay, Ava, let Joey play with the dinosaur. But we are not debating this." 3,000 feet below, the Atlantic glistened. There had been undeniable tension since John had come bursting through the front door 24 hours earlier after being laid off from the dealership. What followed was a hectic day in which they'd hired a small plane — John held a private license — and flew northward. "You don't want to tell us where we're going," Beth said. "Beth, when have I let you down? The vaccines, Epstein, Hitler in Argentina, I'm always right." Beth was one of life's great followers. Although she had not directly drunk the Kool-Aid, she had a kind of secondary high from John. The fuel gauge was hovering around 10%, and there was still only emptiness below. "I bet this is how Columbus felt," she said by way of lightening the mood. "Another one of history's great frauds," John replied. The kids fell asleep, the sun dipped, and the plane's engines began to cough like an old man with a tickle in his throat. "I'm getting scared, John," he sighed. "Oh, ye of little faith." He pulled a map from his pilot's flying jacket, unfurled it, and pointed at the annotations. It was the world map, but something was wrong. It was a flat disk, and around the perimeter was a white wall. John's eyes were too wide open. She wondered if it was those pills he'd been popping nonstop. "And where are we going to land?" she said, glancing back at the fuel gauge. "On the ice wall." "You mean the North Pole?" "Oh, sweetie, the North Pole isn't real. The world is flat. And of course there are military bases, and when we upload the proof to the internet, they'll have to let us come in." "What have you done?" she said, gasping. "I'm going to overturn 700 years of science," he said, glancing back at his camera bag. And just as he said it, it was as if the laws of thermodynamics responded in kind. His left engine heaved and exploded. They began losing altitude. The children awoke in terror. Their mother turned, trying to console them as the plane plummeted nose first into the ocean. "Those bastards!" John shouted over the hail of screams and flames. "They got us! I know I'm right!" Colonel Lapidus gazed through binoculars, tucking his chin into his scarf and watching as the plane hit the ocean. The trail of a stealth missile hung in the air. "Send out a retrieval boat for the wreckage," Lapidus said. At that, he descended from the viewing platform high on the ice wall.